So I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on what it's like to use this new read and write keyboard and all the functions, the useful things that it has to offer. If you open a new blank Google Doc, what you will typically see is the default keyboard of the iPad. This is this gray keyboard here. You're probably all used to seeing it. At the top of that keyboard, you'll see you do get what's called word prediction. You get a very limited word prediction, but it probably has been helpful to some of you to use it. Another thing that's great about this keyboard is at the bottom left-hand corner, you'll notice there's the microphone. So for those tasks that you might find easier that you dictate, meaning you voice typing or speech to text, depending on what you want to call it, that microphone is going to help you with that. So if any of you have difficulty with spelling or typing as fast as your brain moves, you can use either the word prediction or the speech to text to help you with that. But if you'll go to the globe, you'll notice that I'm going to switch over to the read and write keyboard. And you know it's the read and write keyboard because there's a different color band at the top. It's a color that you get to choose. And the way you choose it is by toggling through the theme button. Okay? What you'll also notice about how I have it set right now is that the vowels are colored. And you'll notice that there's kind of an interesting font with the letters. That lettering is called Open Dyslexic Font. And it's supposed to be a font that can help students with dyslexia read better. But those are all personal preferences, and there's other personal preferences too, and I'll show you how to set those. If you start typing, sorry, oh my God, it's okay. If you start typing, you'll notice at the top here, we'll start getting some choices. The computer's trying to predict what you want to say. So I'm just going to type a silly sentence because it has every letter of the alphabet in it. The quick. And now let's say I'm not sure what I want, but I can toggle through.
Quickened. Quicker. Quick.
Ah, that's what I want. The way I have it set right now, I will double tap it and put the word right into the document. The quick. Brown. Oh, fox.
Fox.
Jumps. Over.
Over.
You'll notice too is that after I get done typing each word, the computer is going to read it to me. So what I want you to do is to cue into that and listen to it read it back to you because it's your first line of proofreading. So if you write
het.
Ooh, I didn't mean to say het. I meant to say the. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
As soon as you put a period, it reads the whole sentence back to you. That's your second line of proofreading, so you can start to detect some problems. Or, if you say something that you didn't mean to say. So the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. We have
noting.
Oop, noting. That's not what I want. So I wanted nothing. So there's a couple ways I can go about changing it. The first way is taking it out of the word prediction, nothing. Or if it was noting, you'll notice that the Google Doc itself will underline it in red. You can change your spelling that way. Or let's say I'm going to finish this. Noting to fear, but fear itself.
We have noting to fear, but fear itself.
Oh boy. So when it reads it back to me, first of all, I can hear that there's something wrong. But second of all, I'm getting some visuals on the screen that there's a lot of spelling mistakes. So the way you can correct that, again, the Google Doc itself is going to give you the underlined in red. you going? There we go. So we can change it that way, but also the read and write keyboard is going to give you the ability to correct it as well. So I opened up those 3 dots, press the spell check, which is the little check mark with the ABC, and you'll see it's going to bring up my sentence, and I can change fear to fear, fear to fear, and itself to itself. And then hit the check mark. It'll correct it. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. What if I wanted to go back through and listen to it?
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. We have nothing to fear but fear itself.
There we go. Sometimes it's very common for students to write a run-on sentence. That would be where you would say, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, and then he went to dinner, and then he went out trick-or-treating, and then, and so, and then, and. And when you listen to that sentence,
the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog,
and it
we
keeps
have nothing
going on and on and on. Again, that's a way for you to proofread your work, and you're going to say, oh man, that just sounds too long. I'm going to go back and add some periods where I have some of those ands and some of those thens. There is also, if I just put the cursor next to a word and press the book, that's a dictionary, and then you can have it read to you.
quick adjective.
Okay? Another thing you can do, and this is on your own, is
The quick brown
let's go to edit the settings. One thing we can do is have the reading speed adjusted. Let me go a little slower.
This is a sample of speech using your current settings.
Okay, maybe a little too slow for you.
This is a sample of speech using your current settings.
And it can be very fast.
This is a sample of speech using your current settings.
Okay, that's way too fast.
This is a sample of speech using your current settings.
I would say probably somewhere around, between 35 and 45 is going to probably be normal for you. And then what I want you to do is also take a look through the different voices, but keep it as a United States voice.
This is a sample of speech using your current settings.
Find a voice
This is a sample of speech using your current settings.
that you like, and that's going to help you find mistakes in your work. Okay? What I'm going to do right now is just go to the app itself and show you what it looks like if I do some different settings. So I turned off the highlight vowels, I turned off the dyslexic font, and I turned on swipe to insert. So now you notice on the keyboard the vowels are no longer highlighted. The font is more like that Arial, Cambria, something like that. And what I did was instead of
Capital A, F, B, the.
So if I want to start the next sentence with the, instead of double tapping, I put swipe to insert. So that's just what I can do. I swipe upward and the word will be inserted. Now, the next part of this program that I wanted to show you is as you put in a word, you want to start a sentence, the computer is going to try to predict what you want to say next. So I put the, and the computer is going to try to come up with some frequently used words that may come next. So the most, the only, the new, the first, the problem, the next, the question. And that's just another way, too, to keep you going. Keep your writing going, okay? If writing is very difficult for you, this is a tool to help. Just keep it moving. Again, what if it's a word that you don't know how to spell and the word prediction isn't giving it to you? Easy. Go back to the microphone. Read it back to myself.
We have nothing to fear but fear itself. The dictionary was hidden under the large table.
Okay?
The
So
dictionary was hidden.
that's a way to be able to scroll between the functions of those two keyboards. And again, if I did happen to have some spelling mistakes in there, okay, again, Google Docs will let me know. The spell check will let me know. And I can keep moving on and get a better grade on my report. So those are the main functions of this keyboard, and what we're going to do is show you how to get it installed and make sure all the settings are correct on your iPad.